Hey everyone, welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for tuning in. So I'm outside. It is, what day is today? I think today's like the 17th, I think. And it's kind of beautiful outside. There's a little tiny slight chill in the air, and that's because I'm by the water. Other than that, it would be really nice out. It's sunny, the sun is warm, the birds are out. The trees are, they have their little buds that are growing. It's just beautiful. Nature is beautiful. The water level's high. You can see the duckweed growing on the river. Idiots taking the turn around the corner too fast. I don't know if you guys heard that squealing noise. People that don't know how to drive. So I wanted to pop on and do a quick video, and I wanted to do it outside because it's so beautiful out here. So I really just wanted to talk about this April energy and really just talk about my experience with the April energy, and maybe some of you guys can relate to it or resonate with it. But I just kind of wanted to share what I'm going through because I know all of our experiences are different, but we may have something similar, and that's why I wanted to do this video today. So this April energy has been full of, basically it's been full of energy. It's just like energy nonstop, like never before. I've never experienced an energy like I'm experiencing now, at least not to my knowledge, not that I can remember. My perception of April thus far is that we're getting blasted with so much energy so fast that it's tipping the scales, so to speak. April is the fourth month, and the number 4 is it's an earth energy. It's connected with life. It's connected to animals, love, rebirth, connection, farmers, growth, angels, healing, and forgiveness. I don't know if I said forgiveness or not. And forgiveness. You know, we have a lot of Libra energy that is hitting us. That's what I'm feeling, is a lot of Libra energy. I feel balanced. I don't know, I just feel like there's a balance taking place. Like I keep seeing an image of a scale in my mind, and it's like the symbol of the scale, and it's showing me that balance is taking place, or to keep balance, hold balance. I don't know, I just keep seeing the scales. April's full of life and death. At least that's what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing a lot of life and death around me that I see in life. And every time I'm on social media, any time that somebody posts up that they just had a baby, or their grandchild was born, the same day or the next day or within that week, I notice that somebody transitions, somebody dies, somebody passes away. So for every birth that I acknowledge, I've also have acknowledged a death. So it's like it's balancing out the scales. So yeah, this is what I'm perceiving, my perception of what I'm experiencing, of what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing. I know that there are a few other people on my social media channel that I talk to that are experiencing a lot of what I'm experiencing as well. And I kind of feel like I'm picking up on this so intensely, and it's playing out in my life. It's just everything that's happening in my life right now. It's kind of playing out. I keep seeing the scales. I keep hearing, don't tip the scales, balance the scales, stay balanced, stay grounded, stay focused. And then I realized where the full moon is, like in a couple days. It's on the 19th. I knew the full moon was on the 19th, but I didn't know that it was in the sign of Libra. So that makes a lot of sense. That's why I'm picking up on the Libra energy. I've been in tune with this full moon since it actually started March 20th, okay? But was much, much more stronger on April 1st. So it started March 20th. On April 1st, it started to get a little bit more stronger, and it was more intense through the new moon. And I just thought it was because of the new moon cycle. And that was on the 5th of April. Now that on that night, on the new moon night, I had this really frightening vision that I was I'm going to talk about all that in a minute. But this full moon has my energy in her field, in her. I feel like it's like I have an image of the moon that has a claw, and she has me like this, like how a hawk holds a fish. That's how I feel. Like the moon has me like that. And I kind of feel like I'm plugged in. Like I'm like literally just connected with this moon. I feel like I'm literally like just plugged right into the moon. And I've never felt like this before. I can feel her pulsate. I'm understanding knowledge from energy. It's a knowing of some sort. I can't explain what this knowing is. I have an alertness. I have a knowing, but it's not a knowing where I can verbalize what the knowing is. It's just like I'm open to when I'm seeing the things I'm seeing, when I'm hearing the things I'm hearing, when I'm feeling what I'm feeling, I know why and I know what it's from. And it's because I'm connected with the moon right now. And it's just like I feel like I was upgraded or something. Like I don't know, I just feel this different energy. It's really hard to explain. I'm I'm just plugged in, that's all. That's all I can say. And I'm also experiencing things like I'm seeing dark blobs of just like a dark blob of something just moving around. They kind of look solid, and then it just like breaks apart like a smoke, and it has like a weird like it looks like if it had a texture, it would look like kinetic sand. If you guys have children that play with that kinetic sand, that's the texture. If I was to be able to touch it, that's what it looks like. It would feel like kinetic sand. It looks like that, and it's like really thick black smoke, and then it just like moves the way kinetic sand would move if you were to pick it up. And then when it comes back together, it moves really fast along the walls. It's like real fast. It's really wicked weird. I'm seeing dark shadow people. I'm seeing white sparkles above certain people when I'm talking to them. Um, those white sparkles that I'm seeing, I kind of feel like I'm seeing their guides. They're showing themselves to me as these little white sparkles or white lights. Kind of like fairy dust, or like somebody's sprinkling glitter over them, but it's like glitter and it's not falling. It's just like just like dancing around their head. It's just like blinking around their head, like around the crown chakra part of their head. Haven't really been able to sleep. It's been hard to sleep, and I want to say it's been since the last full moon that I'm having a really hard time sleeping. I can't rest. I'm wide awake, like I don't know. This is what I experience in a normal full moon cycle, but these experiences haven't went away. It's just been ongoing. Go, go, go. It's like I'm in a full moon cycle for a full month now. Um, it's just crazy. I feel like I'm light or something. I don't know. I just feel different. There's something different. Something changed. Even my DNA feels like it's changed. Um, I haven't really been eating a lot. I haven't really been hungry a lot. I mean, when I'm hungry, I eat, but my schedule of eating has totally changed. The things that I like to eat has totally changed. I've been really thirsty. I lost like 5 pounds. That's a plus because, you know, it's hard to lose weight when you have your thyroid removed because you turn hypo. Hypo, I was going to make a joke, but it might be inappropriate. Some people are very sensitive, so I will keep that to myself. Hell with it. I was going to say hypo the hippo. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, whatever. That's how I feel sometimes. Um, Having your thyroid removed is no joke. Really, it isn't. It's really hard to get your ass moving. It's really hard to get your butt into gear. And you gain weight faster than you can actually lose weight. So it's just a joke, you guys. Laugh. Life. Laugh. Time means nothing to me anymore. It hasn't really meant anything to me in a very long time, but within the last month, it really hasn't meant anything to me. Like when I don't even look to see what time it is. Like I look out the window to see where the sun is in the sky, and I can pretty much tell you if it's, the crack of dawn, early morning, mid morning, late morning, afternoon, evening, late evening, sunset. Uh, that's basically all I need to know. I'm losing track of the days. Um, let him go by. He's loud. Canadian geese. Um, oh, I've been unbothered by many things that would normally throw me into a tizzy. Like, I don't care. Like, if something doesn't go right, it's like, whatever. I don't care. Everything happens for a reason. That's basically my attitude. It's like, whatever. What can you do? You can't change the outcome of certain things, so what's the point of getting upset about it? I'm broke. Fuck it. What can you do? Um, I stopped allowing money to govern me a long time ago. 3 years to be exact. So, that's a good feeling when money no longer governs you. It sucks sometimes, it truly does, but, what can you do? Let's see, what else? I've been connected to this Libra moon since my grandson Calum was born. Yes, Calum. You guys gotta look up what that means, the name Calum. It's kind of cool. That's a rainbow child right there. And, I'm not a Libra. I'm a Leo, actually. But air makes fire grow. And I'm learning astrology at the moment. But I'm such a rookie that it's kind of sad. I really know just like some of the basics. I really don't know too much. And it seems like everything that I do learn or know, I forget pretty quickly. It's like, Like I haven't really had the urge to really want to learn astrology until now, actually. Like I've always been interested in it. I've dabbled in it. But now I really want to learn it. Like I'm got all my books out. I've been reading, and a lot of these things have been coming up in my life, and it seems like astrology holds the key to what's going on. So that's why I've been a little bit more interested in it as of recently. I really don't know nothing as of that. Um, let's see here. If I've calculated correctly, I have Libra in my chart. I have Libra in Mars at 0 degrees in the 12th house, and again Libra in 14 degrees in Pluto in the 12th house, and my ascendant is Libra in the 1st house. I'm 20 degrees rising in Libra. I'm not quite sure if rising and ascendant was the same thing or if those are two different things. See, you guys, I'm still learning about this astrology stuff. But I'm still kind of looking into that to see if that has a connection as to why I feel so connected for this last month now. So far, it seems like there's some kind of connection there. And a lot of the things that I'm reading have all been pointing to yes. So that's kind of cool. Anyhow, I didn't know that I was connecting to this moon cycle until recently. I started reading my journaling and going back on it. And, this is why journaling is so good to do, you guys, because you could kind of look back and you put everything, you piece everything together, and it kind of tells you what's going on. Once you start writing down everything, you can start connecting those dots and things will start to make more sense. So this energy got a little more intense on April 1st, as I just mentioned, but the connection started doing something noticeable to me on a spiritual and physical level on March 20th. That's when Calum was born, my grandson. Um, so I looked back and realized that that was around the super moon. And if I read correctly, it was also in Libra. So it's kind of weird. I didn't know that two full moons back to back could be in the same sign. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'm not quite sure, but from what I read, the full moon last month in March and the full moon this month in April are both in the sign of Libra. So that Libra energy is like wicked strong, you guys. And Libra, again, is the sign of the scale. And 8 days later, when Caleb was born, 8 days later, Caleb's grandfather transitioned on his mother's side. So Caleb's mom's dad passed away 8 days after her son was born. I heard balance. That's all I heard. I just heard one word, balance. And we are in the full moon cycle again, April 19th, 2019. And guess what? It's going to be in Libra, as I just mentioned. How crazy is that? And on top of this Libra energy and all of this other stuff that's happening, energies are just coming in, they're just blasting in. Moon energy, solar energy, universal energy, energy from other planets, earth energy, just energy, energy, energy. Energy is coming from everywhere. The Schumann resonance is spiking or getting loud. We're getting these downloads from the central sun. Portals are opening. The Rainbow Bridge was open this month. So much is happening. April is busy, 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 busy. It's like it's an it's energetically busy this month. Anyhow, the day before the new moon in April, on April 4th, I had this urge to go visit my dad. And I remember so well because I was about to get on the treadmill and start working out and all that stuff after dinner. And then I just had this feeling like, you should go see your dad. You should see dad instead. You can exercise later. So I asked my daughter, you want to go visit grandpa? Let's go. Let's bring him some food. So I went to go see him after dinner and I brought him some food that I made. And I shared a little bit of that story on my intuition video that I just uploaded. So I went to my dad's, we hung out, and I was feeling weird. Like there was a lot of strange things happening. And again, I shared all this on my intuition video. And I was noticing all these strange signs and feelings. I was feeling all these weird things intuitively. I guess you can say I was being guided intuitively, riding the wave, the energetic waves, and acknowledging that, you know, I was in a wave, a cycle of, I don't know, some kind. I don't know. I was like in between realms maybe, or I don't know. I can't explain it because I've never felt like this before. I've experienced energetic waves. I've experienced the way it feels when portals are opening and, you know, certain downloads come. But this time around, whatever's happening is definitely different. For me, it's different. It's something. It's strange. It's different. So the next day on the 5th, April 5th, as I was going to bed that night, I was falling asleep. I was kind of like meditating, and then I normally go to sleep after. And I had this vision about death, and it was very uncomfortable. You know, thinking about death made me very uncomfortable. I used to have really, really bad anxiety about losing someone or dying, you know, because I had a fear of death for so many years. And then I started to see visions of losing my dad, and then it was my mom, and then it was like my siblings and, you know, just other people in my life that I'm close to. It's like, you know, when that day comes, what are you going to do? It was like psyching me up to be like scared, you know? And all this stuff just kept crossing my mind, and it was just scary. It was just this fear consumed me. And I started to go into a panic like I used to do before I started my awakening path. You know, I know death is not the end because it's not the end. I used to fear death. It was so bad, you guys. I think you'd feel sad for me if you knew how bad I used to fear death because there's nothing you can do about it. You know, I would have a wicked bad anxiety attack over it. And, you know, so I was just telling myself, no, 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 like, you know, trying to think these positive thoughts, making those, you know, those low vibrational thoughts go away. And then um, I started to ground myself with light. And then eventually I felt comfortable and I drifted off to sleep. I started to go to sleep. So the very next day, I started to feel that weird, like, ooh, today's something in the air feels strange again today on that day. And I started to see certain animals that I never really see. You know, I don't ever really see a fox, but on the next day, there was a fox in my backyard just hanging out. Well, this is my backyard by the water. He was just chilling on the bank. I don't know, maybe he was hunting for bird or something. I don't know. But he was just hanging out. And I seen the fox and it was cool. And I don't know, that was just odd for me. You know, it doesn't resonate for everybody. You see a fox and you see a fox. I saw a fox and it was just a knowing that that fox wasn't a fox. That fox was something more than a fox, if you get what I mean. That fox on that day had a deeper meaning, a deeper reason as to why I was seeing it. So things started to get stranger, by the days after this. I felt nauseous on the 6th. And I felt nauseous on the 7th. I felt really like I just wanted to throw up, like a hurting, nauseous pain in my stomach. And I haven't had that really bad, hurting, nauseous pain in, God, forever, forever and ever. I haven't been sick like that in, like for a very, very, very long time. But I wasn't sick. I just had a nauseous feeling. And I just felt like puking. Also, I had heartburn. And I was suffering with cramps, like cramps in my feet, cramps in my toes, my fingers, my legs. And it was actually pretty annoying. It was strange because I take magnesium and I do yoga, I stretch, I'm hydrated, and I didn't understand why I was having the cramps. So I increased my water intake and I started to eat bananas in the morning for breakfast. Later, you guys check this out. Later, I found out that my dad was puking all day on the 6th and the 7th, and his potassium was high. Hence, as to why I had those symptoms. That's crazy. I was connecting to dad. I was connected to dad energetically. I was picking up on his illness. I was absorbing his illness. And it makes sense because I am an intuitive empath. It makes perfect sense. But it's strange because I was picking up on it and it wasn't even at his house. This was me at my house. So the connection to my dad is pretty strong. I was physically feeling and experiencing his symptoms as if they were mine. Now I know why I was feeling all of those symptoms. Thank God I journal it because it was really driving me crazy as to why I was feeling those symptoms as intensely as I was. Now on April 8th, I had a nauseous feeling, but it was a different nauseous feeling this time. It was nauseous, worried, like a worried gut feeling of fear, like butterflies. I did not know why. I hate when I get those feelings like something's wrong and you don't know what it is and you're afraid to find out. So when your phone rings, you're like, I don't want to answer that. You get that weird, scared feeling. But later I found out that my dad was in the hospital. My dad was found by my sister Casey earlier that morning in the bathroom, confused and disoriented. And that was on Monday the 8th. He's a diabetic, so he as far as I know to this point, he went into some sort of a diabetic shock, which led to all these other crazy things that's going on with him right now. The rest of that day was kind of a blur for me. The next day on the 9th, I went to the ICU to see my dad, and I was actually pretty shocked to see him the way he was. It was a real trigger for me to face my fears, to see my dad like that. It was very scary. It was very, I never want to see anybody like that, especially a parent, hooked up to tubes and not looking, normal, like they healthy, normal, very vulnerable, very weak, very sick. It was sad, sad and scary. Also, I was faced when I went to the hospital. A lot of you guys that have been following me for, a long time know that, I've shared on my my YouTube that, I don't speak to my siblings, they don't speak to me. We had a fallout about 3 years ago and they don't speak to me. So not only did I have to face my father being vulnerable and sick and looking the way he did in the bed, I was faced with my siblings, my brother and my sister were there at the hospital that I have not spoken to in 3 years. My brother spoke very, very briefly to me that day, And there was a moment when he spoke to me the way he used to, you know, like that brother-sister bonding, but it was like he caught himself bonding and then he cut himself off. And he really didn't speak to me for the rest of the time that we were there. And if I did ask him a question, the answers were really short, quick, simple. He didn't make any eye contact with me. It was very like cold, okay? He and since that day in the hospital, the 8th was the last time I spoke to my brother. I've called him, he won't take my calls. I've text him, he doesn't answer my text messages, you know, after that day. And then he left to the Bahamas on the 13th, so I haven't even seen him at the hospital. So I have no contact with him. So instead of talking to my brother, I had seeked out to my sister, you know, regarding my dad and just keeping up on tabs and, you know, relaying messages back and forth. And, you know, just we're family. At this time in our life, what's going on, anything that made us not talk to each other should be set to the side. Okay? So I reached out to my sister and we've been talking. And it's been pretty steady since the 8th. You know, it was slow. It was a slow process connecting. But now we're talking every day, sometimes a couple times a day, doing dad updates and stuff regarding dad, you know, bills, the house, the dog, him being in the hospital, us bonding, you know, just talking about family and stuff like that. And we started to connect like siblings. So, you know, as the days went on, I feel like we are bonding more. We're getting closer. And guess what, you guys? It dawned on me like a couple days ago. She's a Libra. She's a freaking Libra. Go figure. So I'm like connecting to this Libra energy, and then it dawns on me, your sister's a Libra. I kind of feel like this whole thing with my dad was, in a way, was to get us to reconnect. It's like a learning experience or something. Like, I don't know, everything's written before we're born. So it's like this whole thing that's happening is all happening for a reason. It's playing out. Everything is as it should be. It's playing out like it's supposed to be. Or it's his warped way of making us make up with each other. You know, we were always a pretty close family until about 3 years ago. I mean, my brother's on vacation, so I'm not sure what or where our relationship stands. I hope that we're able to bond, but I'm happy to connect with my sister at least. You know, I missed her. I miss our relationship. You know, I didn't realize how much I missed having a sister bonding relationship with blood until this this week. But this energy connection, you know, it does not end here. At this point, I'm grounding myself. I'm grounding myself extra good, like extra, extra. I've smudged myself in my dad's house. I even smudged the IC room that he was in. I couldn't use sage smoke, but I have a spray that I make, an oil spray. So I sprayed it around the room, you know, to keep out all negative energy and all that. And yeah, so that's basically where I'm at with that. You know, this is a time to ground, and I know this. I can feel it. You know, all this energy is coming in. So much of this energy is coming in, and it's coming in so fast. On the 11th of April, I woke up saying one word over and over. I even said it out loud, and it was the word perspective. And I kept saying perspective over and over and over again in my head, and then I blurted it out as I woke up. I laid there in bed thinking about my dad and his situation, and I was guided to this. It's all about perspective. I was told to change my perspective regarding his situation and not to listen to other people because they're voicing their perspective, their perception about what's going on, about a situation. So it's all about changing your perspective on how you look at certain situations. When I finally checked the time, you know, because it was, you know, I woke right up and it was in the middle of the night, and then I was just laying there. So finally, I just checked the clock. It said 2 o'clock. Actually, it was 2:11 a.m. And then it's weird because I pressed the on button. Well, I looked at my phone and I pressed it to see the time. It said 2:11, blink, and then it quickly turned to 2:13. It was weird. So it was 2:11, then 2:13 a.m. Now the 11, that's my number. That number, I always see 11. And then 13, that's my dad's number. And 13 has been coming up a lot these last few days. Just before my dad went into the hospital, that day when I was at his house, that night when I went home, we were just talking about numerology on the 4th. He actually gave me a book about numerology that he had from like the 80s, early 90s, something like that. So seeing my number 11 and his number 13 is a sign. Now 2 represents duality. I'm facing multiple dualities at this moment. 11 is my connection sign. I'm aware, I'm on the energy trail. And 13 is dad's number. It's like he's talking to me through energy, through numbers, giving me messages. Okay? I actually seen him. This may sound strange for some of you guys, but I actually seen him walking the shadows in between worlds not too long ago. Like on the 9th and the 10th. I'm telling you guys, this energy that's coming in, it's bizarre. Maybe some of you guys will resonate with this, or may have experienced something similar to this. But yeah, I could be sitting in the living room and I can see my dad. When I was cleaning his house, I seen my dad. It's like he's walking in between worlds, like he's in these 2 different worlds, and I happened to catch a glimpse of him. Yeah, it's just weird. When I was cleaning his house, I seen him spiritually. He was just standing there. He's not dead, you guys. He's alive. He was he's intubated. He's alive. He's breathing, but he's astral traveling. So this is the message that I got from my dad. He is in fact not that he's in the like I was corrected. Yeah, I seen him in I said I seen him in the shadow world, the shadow realms. But I was corrected. He's astral traveling and he's doing shadow work. He can travel and go anywhere, but he's still connected to that silver cord to his body. So he's not transitioned. He's not dead. He's very much alive. He's just doing shadow work because he ignored shadow work while conscious, while awake, while living, while going about his 3rd dimensional life, living in the matrix, worrying about politics, because he rants about politics, it seems like, all day, every day. His Facebook page is just like politics, 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 and he gets mad and angry if he talks to somebody and their president is not his president. It's just like, the liberals and Democrats and Republicans and all that, jargon, jazz, crap. I don't pay attention to politics. I really don't. Politics and religion, I really don't give a rat's ass about. I don't vote. So yeah, and it makes his blood pressure go up. It makes him crazy. And that's all. It's like he lives for is ranting and politics and and then the work that he does around his house. So he's been holding on to a lot of negative, low vibrational energy. He hasn't allowed these shifts to come in. It's like he has such a low vibrational vibe that he wasn't grounded enough for even the for the work that's coming in that we're all receiving for him to get. And he might have been getting some of those upgrades, but not to the extent that he should have been because he was vibrating so low. Now I've said this before in my videos. If you don't raise your vibration and you ignore shadow work, and if you don't embrace the ascension and the shifts, the ascension is going to bring you down. It's going to bring you to your knees. Some people pass away because a heart attack because they haven't opened their heart chakra. They haven't embraced the light. When you start to embrace these changes, they don't hit you so hard. So these huge waves that are coming in, they hit him hard. He does have an illness, a disease. He does have diabetes, and if you don't take care of yourself, that's going to take you down too. But it doesn't help when you have a disease because the ascension process affects your entire nervous system, okay? So if you're not taking care of your nervous system while you're going through this ascension, it could kill you, okay? I don't mean to say it so bluntly, but it can kill you. So he hasn't been taking care of himself. He hasn't been grounded, and he has been ignoring this. He ignored caring for himself, so the upgrade beat him down, basically. So he is on a spiritual quest, a vision quest, so to speak. This is what I was told. He's surrounded by people he knew that passed away, people like his mom, his dad, his brother. They're all with him. They're not the only ones that are with him, but they're the ones that he recognizes, that he is acknowledged that are with him. There's other people with him, other entities with him. Um, he is okay. I was told to keep my vibration high. Don't worry about death, transitioning, the what ifs, and all that stuff. I was told to follow my guidance and don't let the 3D sick body laying in the bed scare me. It will create fear and lower my vibration. Dad said he is making a choice. Either way, he'll be fine. If he transitions and goes to the spirit, he'll be fine. If it's his will to live and to wake up, he'll be fine. He's at the point when I got this message from my dad a couple days ago, he still didn't know what he wants. He likes the astral realm because he likes the freedom, the lightness, there's no, you don't have that, you have feeling, but not like pain. You have love, you don't have hate, you don't have any of that. It's light, okay? He likes the astral realm. He likes the freedom. He likes that he can travel and be like here and there and everywhere within a thought, okay? And he can be here and there and anywhere at the same time, being here and there and anywhere in two different places at the same time, okay? He doesn't like the cord. He doesn't like the connection cord, but he likes the astral realm. He also, he likes the physical realm too. That's why he's in the shadows. He's watching us. That's why, I think that's why he likes the astral realm, but he can step close enough to this realm versus the other realm. He can project himself into this realm. He misses this realm. He misses us. He sees his daughter sad. He sees his son confused. I was told that he's triggering his son, Jeff. That's my brother's name. Jeff has not reached a breaking point yet. He's still living in the matrix. He's still in a bad place with me. He is living in a space of hate. No forgiveness. But he wants to, but he's just stuck, okay? He's just living a low vibrational lifestyle. Basically, he said my brother is living in a space of not being aligned. But Casey, my sister, is aligning, but Jeff is not budging. My dad said if he transitions, Jeff may hit his dark night of the soul. But, there's a but. It will hit him very hard. Very, very, very hard. And that hit to him will be a domino effect to other people in his life. So I feel that Dad is waiting because he cannot force us to all talk because of the free will. He can't force my brother to open up and align himself because of the free will, but he's trying to be a catalyst, okay, and do shadow work at the same time. And in the process, heal his physical body. He has a lot going on. I have not told anybody this yet in my family. Nobody in my family knows this. I don't even think I told my husband this. I was told not to tell anybody. So, well, not anybody because I'm saying it on my channel, but I was told not to tell my brother and my sister. Okay? So, They won't know this unless they watch this video. And as far as I know, they don't watch my channel. I don't even think they know I have a YouTube channel. I don't know. All this is happening for more than one reason. It's a way our soul plants seeds, okay? Soul growth. It's called soul growth. All of this information I'm telling you is coming in from connecting to my father, connecting to spirit, connecting to my higher self. So that's what I was told. This is called planting soul seeds, soul growth, okay? And at first it didn't make no sense, but I wrote it down anyways. It kind of makes sense now that I'm saying it out loud. Um, there's so much going on right now, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm experiencing all this on so many levels, you guys. It's bizarre. I'm on a different frequency. I've raised my vibration a long time ago. I live a high vibrational lifestyle. I'm on a different frequency than most people in my family. So connecting with certain people can be tough. But as of lately, I'm on a totally different frequency than I was. Okay? I feel like I'm in both places, like spirit here, or maybe it's like, I'm teetering from fifth to third. Maybe that's what it is, teetering back and forth, because I have to lower my vibration to connect with certain people. My husband is one of them people. My father, when I go to visit him, when he rants about politics. So I kind of have to, it's a struggle sometimes to hold that high vibration. But sometimes to connect with people that you love, you have to kind of lower that vibration so you can have a connection. I feel like I feel like I'm in like the fifth and the third dimension, going back and forth and teetering. So I'm connected to my sister and my dad and the moon and my higher self. And I'm almost feeling like I'm having a Jesus moment. I don't know. I just feel like I'm having this really high spiritual moment in my life. Things are just really crazy, if you can understand that. But at the same time, I feel disconnected from a lot of people. Lately, I feel very disconnected from my husband and even my children. I can feel that sometimes I'm forced to lower my vibration for them to understand me, so we can have a connection, but I don't feel comfortable in that lower vibration. And then I've been very distant and snippy, especially with my husband, very annoyed because we're not on the same frequency. So there's this level of annoyance that just makes me real like snippy, snappy, because it's like we don't understand each other. There's a huge gap of no understanding and no connection. And and it's just recently, the as to the level that it's at now. There's a lot of times we haven't really been on the same frequency because we're not, but I've been able to deal with it. But lately, my frequency has changed. Something with my frequency has changed, and I really, really have been having a hard time connecting with some people, or they're having a hard time connecting with me. I feel like I walk faster, I talk faster, I breathe faster, I think faster, and I'm not sure that I like the fast stuff. I feel like everything's like really quick. Everything's fast, 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 fast. And you guys are going to say, oh, but Gabby, you drink coffee. Yeah, I drink coffee. Nothing has changed on the amount of coffee that I normally drink. So suddenly, after all these years, coffee is not going to give me this superpower feeling, like super energetic feeling. So it's not the coffee, you guys. But it's because I'm plugged into the moon energy. I feel like I'm on the go, 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 go. I can't even sleep. My mind is like, sometimes it's not even thinking. It's just like pulsating. It's like, I'm hearing different tones in my ears. Um, Sometimes they come through and I feel deaf. Like this tone comes in, it's like something's tuning something. It's like a tuning tone, like high, low, and then the world around me, I feel deaf. It's like weird. Like all I hear is the tone, but then I feel deaf. I can only hear the tones and frequencies. Um, I have a static mind. Like my mind is like static, like shh, It's weird. I'm not even sure where I'm going with this video, actually. I don't even know what to call this video. I just wanted to like share my experiences with you guys. I'm just sharing my April energy moment with all of you, you know, with all of my light family. I'm sure it will help someone, even if it's only one person. This video may trigger something or code somebody some way, somehow, or resonate some way, somehow that's helpful. Um, yeah. So if I'm not hearing tones, I've been hearing a piano play. Um, yeah, just like I'm laying in bed and I hear this piano playing when I'm just like, you know, ready to go to sleep. And it's only for a moment, you know, and then it just fades away. Um, Recently I felt a presence in the room with me, and it was weird. It felt like a person. Like I've felt spirit before, and you know that it's spirit. But when I felt this presence, it felt like a person, if that makes sense. Like I can tell when my husband walks in the room and he's standing behind me versus when there's a spirit lingering in the room. There was just a difference in the feeling, in the energy. I seen something wisp by me. My first thought that came to mind was it was an angel because it looked like a wing of an angel. Just the wing, the whole wing, and then it just like it just crossed from seeing it into the dark air. It just like disappeared. You know, it was a white and it was huge, a white huge wing. I seen it after I heard the piano music fade away. And then I heard a tone in my ear, and then I seen this thing go, this white wing whisk by in the darkness and just disappear. Um, then I seen a vision of rainbows in the corner of the bedroom, and I'm looking at them, and they're not disappearing. I'm seeing little rainbows just coming out of the air, coming out of the darkness, and then like somebody's just like it's like raining rainbows in a little portion of the bedroom. I'm having all these strange things happening to me. I'm like, I'm going crazy, but I know I'm not going crazy. But it's like, yeah, I'm having this whoa moment. Like this stuff is bizarre. It's happening, you guys. This is real. So I'm seeing rainbows in the corner of the bedroom in the dark. Then intuitively, I was sending dad rainbows in my dream. You know, I seen the rainbows and I must have fallen asleep because I don't remember falling asleep after I seen those rainbows in the corner of my room. But I do remember waking up the next day, and in my dream I was taking rainbows from the air and just throwing them like this, like mm, and like just chucking them at my dad. I was just throwing pieces of rainbows at him, and I was healing him. And that's what I remembered when I woke up. So, of course, after I woke up after having the dream about rainbows, I couldn't fall back to sleep. So, I came downstairs and I realized when I came downstairs, it was the same day that the Rainbow Portal Bridge had opened. So, that was kind of cool. On the 13th of April, I started to get a huge increase of number synchronicities and codes, and oh, it's crazy. I got numbers like 611, 711, 911, 1011. It's a swan and looks like a swan and a goose flying across the river. So yeah, 1011. The Schumann resonance was spiking really, really big. Um, I dreamt I was being followed by a white van. I started to remember another dream I was having other than the rainbow dream. But then as I was journaling and I started writing down about dreaming about a white van following me, I couldn't quite remember if that was actually a dream or if I was driving in a van really did follow me or if I had saw it in a movie scene. So at this point I was like, I'm going to write it down and document it anyways, but I had a moment where I didn't know, I couldn't really recall why or where I got that vision of the white van following me. But I wrote it down anyways. Again, thank God for journaling. So throughout the day, some more codes came in, codes like 1211, 222, 811. I got the words perception, I got the word perspective. Those kept coming up and repeating in my head throughout the day. I'm being coded, I'm being upgraded, connected. You know, at this point, I feel high on life. I feel like, I don't know. It's just like there's so much going on. On the 14th of April, more spirit animals came to me. I seen a red male cardinal. I seen a brown female cardinal. Um, at 7:11, I felt like my heart was broken. I don't know. It's just like I had this weird feeling in my heart, and I happened just to pick up my cell phone and just I guess to check the time, and it was 7:11. I don't know. I don't even remember. I don't even think I was consciously thinking of my dad. Maybe I was unconsciously, but it just felt like my heart was broken. Um, I think I had a human 3D moment. I don't know. I think I came down for a second, and the 7:11 was code to raise my vibration and realign my thoughts because I was worried about dad. It had to be that I was worried about dad. I've just been worried about dad, and it's been consuming me. Then all these other numbers came in throughout the day. Again, 1211, 222, 555, 1111, 515, 616, 811. I think I even said 555 and 811 twice. Um, Spirit lifted me back up into the energy wave. I started to see electric energy in the air, in the room. And this is different than seeing the lights that I normally talk about. It was like a mini electrical storm um, in my room, in the air, in the thin air. It was just like a little, like static electricity. Like it was definitely electricity. That's what it was. I don't know how I know that. I just do. It was electricity. And then check this out. An hour after I seen electricity in the air in my room, 1 hour later, I heard that was my thunder, you guys. I heard thunder. And then I seen a huge lightning bolt just like strike through the air. We were in a storm. It was thundering and lightning outside. And I love thunder and lightning storms. I love, love, love them. Um, I closed my eyes while the storm was going on and I connected to my dad. Because anytime that there's a lightning storm, we both go outside and we watch it. We normally call each other or we text each other because I'm normally outside taking pictures trying to catch a lightning bolt. But on this night, instead of watching the storm, I meditated instead and seen, um, oh God, what's his name? Ibis. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. The Egyptian god. He came to me in my meditation. I thought he said Anubis, and I was wrong. It wasn't Anubis. They're so loud. I'm gonna let them fly by. They're calling out to their homies. Oh my God, I wonder how loud that is on my video. So yeah, I thought that the entity said his name was Anubis, and right away, as soon as I said Anubis, I got a. And then he corrected me, and he showed me what he looked like. He had the body of a man, the face of a bird, and he had a really long, skinny beak that went like this, like a curve. Okay, so when I looked it up, it was ibis, something like that, and it was one of those Egyptian gods. It wasn't Anubis. I got all worried when it was Anubis because he's like the god of the underworld. So I was like, oh man, but it wasn't him. So that gave me some relief. So yeah, I saw him, and Evis was reaching out to me in the meditation, and then all of a sudden I fell asleep. I don't remember anything after that. I remember he showed himself to me, and then I went to walk with him, and I don't remember anything after that. Everything, I just fell asleep. On the 15th, more codes came through. 555, 811. I was seeing stars or sparkles of light around, the room, in the living room. I kept seeing that black blob came back, moving real quick around the room. And I seen an entity. I don't know what it was, but I seen an entity in the house. I seen the number 1123, 123. Spirit keeps saying the great conjunction. I hear that in my head, the great conjunction. And then Spirit shows me a clip of the movie The Dark Crystal. If any of you guys ever watched that, you'll understand what the Great Conjunction is. So I hear Great Conjunction. They show me the scene in The Dark Crystal of the Great Conjunction. I seen that in my mind's eye. Also, I had the something feels strange feeling again, and then a quiet feeling, like something, a quiet feeling came over me, like the rest of the day was quiet, like a quiet before the storm kind of feeling. My heart was palpitating every now and then. My body was vibrating. I can feel the vibrating mostly in my feet, but my whole body is vibrating. It's like the vibrating that's happening. It's happening to me right now. Is so strong that it's vibrating my etheric body, and it's so fast, so strong, and so big that it's actually affecting my physical body because it's vibrating so at such a high speed that it's sending like these vibrating these waves, these energy waves to the skin surface of my physical body, making me feel it. That's the image that I'm getting. And it's really different than the normal waves of energy that I normally get. They're like, stop talking. Go back to the house. I'm invading their territory right now. They like to sit on the docks, and I'm sitting on the dock. So yeah, then throughout the day, more codes started to come in. 12:11, again, 11:23, or maybe that was the next day. These are just the codes that I'm getting. I started to lose track of days, I think, when I was writing this down. I got a lot of 414 has been coming through a lot. I spoke to Dad. My mom was at the hospital. I was home, and she said, your dad's waking up. So she put the phone on speaker and put it up to his ear. And when I said hi to Dad, she said his eyes opened up wide. And he has not done that, had his eyes open, and hasn't really been responsive until then. He was pretty responsive. So I talked to him a little bit. When I got off the phone and I hung up, it was 4:44. Crazy, right? On the 15th, I noticed the energy of the day was like that quiet before the storm kind of thing. Then I noticed the sun at around 5 o'clock. It was so white, blinding white, blinding white, intense white. And the heat coming off of it was very hot, very warm. It was very cold out, but the heat from the sun, from the ray, just one little glimpse of the ray of light, hitting a part of your body, you could feel it. It was kind of like taking a magnifying glass and, have you ever stuck your hand under a magnifying glass? Not a smart thing to do, but if you've ever done that, that's the feeling that I felt from the sun. It felt like it was that intense. It was that warm, that bright too, blinding white. The sunset was really intense. Energetically, it was intense. It was like the sun was speaking to me. Like I was connecting with the sun, but not speaking with words, speaking on an energy level, like speaking with my etheric energy body. Oh my gosh. They're chasing each other. They came really close. That would have been kind of cool. Not really, but sort of. That one goose is biting the other goose's butt. That one's sitting on the dock over there. How cool. They're very active today. This is kind of cool. I love this. This doesn't happen a lot. Usually when there's human contact down here, all the birds fly away. Today they're all chilling. They're like hanging out. Even one climbed up on the dock. This is cool. I don't mess with them though, because I heard they're mean. I don't want to get bit. I'm scared. But yeah, I got off track. The sun. The sun was really, really, really bright. It was just intense, intense white. On the 16th of April, I woke up at 3:30. I couldn't sleep. Yeah, I have all this energy. I just can't sleep. I'm thinking of Dad. I'm worried about him, hoping he's okay, hoping the nurse is taking care of him. So I started my day early, and I was cleaning, and I had my other grandson over. His name is Josiah, Jojo. And I was cleaning, and out of nowhere, my grandson comes to me and says, Mimi. And he's like, yeah? He goes, the angels are here. And I'm like, the angels are here? He said, yeah, the angels are here. I said, where? He goes, they're in the living room sitting. So I said, okay. He said, I'm going like this to send them home. So he's making this circle in the air. He said, and you know what that is? That's a portal. Children are connected, okay? They're still in that he's 5. He just turned 5, so he's in that stage in life where his third eye is still open. And it, in most cases, that's, as we get older, it starts to close up and we start to ignore it. But he's still a child, so it's still open. He can still see the other worlds. I have a goose that is coming up to me. You're gonna come to me? This is weird, you guys. This Canadian goose is trying to come swim next to me. Go away. I'm scared of them. They could come, but they can't come close. He's like, get off my dock. You're on my dock. He probably likes to sit here. I forgot what I was saying. Children, they're connected. They're still connected to the spirit realm, so they can see. And what he was doing when he was going like this was he was creating a portal. And if you're into paranormal and stuff like that, and um, you're trying to clear the space and clear the air, there's one thing that you can do when you're trying to get rid of like negative entities or any entities at that fact. You can do a circle and demand spirit to leave, and you do it. There's certain rituals that you could do, and one of them is making a circle. So I thought it was kind of like, whoa, like, wow, he's intuitively doing this. He's actually seeing something, and he's really creating a portal to send them. So he says, I'm going like this, and I'm going to send them. He said, the good angels can stay, but the bad angels are leaving. They're leaving through the circle, Mimi. When I go like this, the bad angels are leaving through the circle. I said, where do they go? He says, they go to the vessel. I said, what? He says, they go to the vessel. I said, what is that? He says, up there, the vessel. I'm like, the vessel? He said, yeah, it's the vessel. I said, what is the vessel? He goes, I don't know. It's out there, the vessel. He said it, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times because I didn't know what he was saying. I said, the vessel? And he said, yeah, the vessel. So he said, they go with the angel that has those things on his head like this. I said, horns? He goes, yeah, those pointy things like this, and he carries a sword. He goes with him to the vessel. I said, okay. They go with him to the vessel. He said, yeah, okay. So then he comes back in and he shows me the cat toy on a string. It's like a mouse on a string. And he says, this is my magic power to send them to the vessel, to send the bad angels to the vessel. So he takes the toy and he's whipping it around in the air and he's creating a bigger circle with the cat toy. Because before he was just doing it with his hand and it was like a small circle. But when he got the toy, he was able to make a really big circle. And he says, look, Mimi, all the bad angels are going to the vessel. So all the bad angels went to the vessel with the creature with the horns and the sword. I still don't know what the vessel is. I even tried to Google vessel, but nothing came up. So I don't know what the vessel is. So if any of you guys heard of the vessel, let me know. So, yeah. So he comes back into the room a few minutes later and he says, Mimi, they're all gone now. Then I said, okay. He said, even the good ones are gone. He said, some of the good ones are still here and they're watching me. And I was like, okay. And then he said, Mimi, they're on my hand. They're touching me. And he was trying to show me, but I didn't see anything. But he was adamant. He was like, look, they're touching me. He's touching me. They're touching my feet. And he was showing me his feet and stuff. He's 5. So that was kind of cool that the angels were here. And then throughout the day, I started to see more codes. I seen 1141, I seen 1155, I seen 444, 616. So that was my experience with this April energy. And I'm sorry if I bored some of you guys that probably were expecting something else, another kind of video. I just kind of wanted to talk and share that information with you. I just wanted to share what I've been experiencing, what I've been feeling with this April energy. Not just April, with March, with the Libra connection. You know, some of you guys may be connecting. I think of a lot of you guys as, you know, my family. You're my light family. So I'm, you know, like I would call somebody in my family and share my experience of what's going on in my life. That's what I'm basically doing with you guys via YouTube. So, you know, to my followers that actually stuck through and watched this whole video, I'm basically talking to you guys. And if any of this information resonated with you, that's wonderful. If it didn't, I thank you for sticking around and just listening to me babble, you know. So I want to just end this video real quick with a quick update. So the doctor called me yesterday on the 16th at 3 o'clock and tells me that my dad's kidneys are functioning normal. They're finally at the normal level and they're producing urine, and that's like, yay, that's a plus. That's great, because the kidneys was the biggest thing. If your kidneys aren't right, you can't heal. So his kidneys are right. So he's producing urine, and everything is good. But he's still intubated and he still has pneumonia. They have him on a lot of antibiotics. But this is a step in the right direction, and he feels optimistic. So that's good. You know, and as I was making notes about this, about Dad, I looked up at the time, and it was 3:13 when I was journaling what the doctor said. It was 3:13. 13, Dad's number came up. He's changing people's lives, you guys. Not just mine or his, but some of you guys too, especially you that resonate with this, with what I'm saying. Um, Dad's healing up. He wants to come back to the physical. My sister called me to tell me that she was there and he was awake, and was communicating with her by shaking his head and squeezing her hand and, you know, stuff like that. So Dad's brain works. So, you know, he can think, he can see, which is good. So he's coming out of the shadows. And I know why. He has a lot of unfinished business here in the physical. He made his choice, and his will is to live, you know. He wants to complete some of his earthly stuff that he has. He has many, 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 many more years to go. He said he's going to live to be 120, so he has a lot of years to go. He's only like in his 60s, so he's got a long way to go. So I'm feeling good, and on the 16th, after getting some good news, I got very tired. So I finally started to come down from this very high energetic feeling that I was feeling. And I felt my energy and everything about me like come, like it lowered, and I felt it. And out of nowhere, I just was sitting on the couch, and then all of a sudden I just like zipped off to sleep for like 10 minutes. My husband looked over, was like, wow, you're sleeping? And then I woke up. It was like 10 minutes later. And then I was energetic again. I was fine. I was recharged. That's how I felt. I felt recharged. Um, Today is the 17th, and I went up to go see my dad. He opened his eyes. He looked at me. I asked him if he seen the thunderstorm, and he blinked his eyes twice. He can't talk because he's still intubated. But the machine is not breathing for him anymore, even though he's still intubated. It's on the lowest level, so it's still putting air in him, but he's initiating his breath on his own. So that's really good. The only thing I didn't like was his whole entire body was swollen, like real swelled up. I don't like that, but the doctor says it's because he's intubated and he's not moving. So my faith is with the doctors. You know, he's the one with the degree, even though I know what swelling means, and swelling is not great, but you know, the doctor's optimistic, so my faith is with them, and my faith is with, you know, the power of healing, the power of prayer. So I hope this resonated for some of you. even if it's just one of you. And if not, thank you for listening and watching. You know, it means a lot to me. It means a lot for me, to me and my family, um, for all the healing vibrations that all of you guys are sending. It means a lot to me for those of you that have reached out to me, emailed me, asking me how my father's doing. Thank you so much. I just want to send all of you guys many, many blessings to all of you. I love you guys. Please ground yourself, drink lots of water, and hold a high vibration. Meditate, hold a high vibration. Again, I want to thank everyone for reaching out and sending Dad healing. You guys rock. Again, I love you. Many blessings.